You already know what time it is. It's Five Seasons Sports checking back with another video. And welcome to On the Record with Five Season and Uncle C. What's going on, Uncle C?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You know how we do it.
You already know. You already know. Hey, man. I don't
How
know
you
what's been
doing?
going on. I mean, I've been good. I've been good. Just been trying to stay. Just been trying to stay up to date with everything that's been going on. To be honest with you.
Yeah, understood, man. It's been a lot going on, man. If you haven't seen the news, just it's just crazy right now.
I mean, at this
Lots of
point,
topics.
it's a lot to keep up with. But one thing I can enjoy is the fact that the WNBA is getting this shine.
Yes, yes. They good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. They're getting it in headline after headline after headline.
And here's the thing: all publicity could it be? I mean, is it really? Is it really a bad thing? Even if
Yeah,
something bad
no, it's
happens,
not. It's not. Any
even if something bad
publicity is good.
happens, you're
Yeah,
right. It can still be a good thing.
right. At this point in time, I think so, man. Bad, good, ugly, and different. I really think that it is still good for the WNBA. Attention is being brought to the WNBA more than ever in history, and I think they're going to clean it up. These are growing pains, man. I believe. I think it's just growing pains, and it has to go this way so that it can grow. That's just my thought.
I mean, it's all learning lessons. I mean, the trajectory is going nowhere but up. So you have to understand
Exactly.
some things are going to happen. But
Right.
I think we've all seen what happened with Caitlin Clark and how she's getting some flack in the WNBA. I mean, I'm not too sure why, but it seems like she's getting targeted a little bit. What's your take on that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it's like a hazing, quote unquote hazing that she's going on, and with her coming in with all of the who I guess hoopla with all of her status coming in. Some of the WNBA players, they ain't taking too kind of that. Hey, how are you getting in? How are you coming in here with all of this? And you gonna do this and do that and da 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 da. Da. They hey, you got to get hazed up. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, that's just how it is, and I kind of think about it like sometimes in women's sports, you may believe it or not, but it can be a little bit tougher.
Right.
They can
Sometimes
be a,
mentally worse than
right.
the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So that yeah.
I think she can only do but so much and stay on her
Right.
court. Like
Right.
they're gonna try her regardless. That's just what it is.
Right. And I think that, my belief is that, hey, is she gonna whine or is she gonna just suck it up, get through it and say, hey, I'm quote unquote one of the guys. If she goes and you know, try to complain and do this, and which she's not doing it. I think that she's gonna take the elbows, she's gonna take the pushes, she's gonna take the roughness, and they're gonna end up liking her. I ain't gonna say liking her. They're gonna end up, she's gonna things are gonna smooth out for her. But right now, they just want to know, I think, if she's quote unquote one of the guys, or she's gonna be a crybaby.
I think they're trying to show her, man. Daddy advice don't work on this court.
Yeah,
They trying to
yeah,
show her
yeah.
like you don't have to really do this on your own, and we gonna take it from you.
Exactly. You're not gonna just put up 3-point shots on us and do this and this. Well, there's something else. It's called the WNBA, and this is the real world. This is not Iowa.
Right. With that being said, they're giving it to her out here.
Let's take a look at that play.
Kennedy Carter now with 12 points off, and Clark. Unnecessary. Kennedy Carter, he takes the two and knocks it down. A lot of contact. Flagrant foul penalty one, which it probably should have been upon review, at least by our account. This, you
And
could
this
have
is
gotten
rookie
raised
on
for
rookie
personal.
prime.
Yeah.
Here wide open. Bang!
Don't you get the payback.
We might need to update the
Oh,
graphic now.
So you
Kennedy
really can't.
Carter now with 12.
You really can't. You can't stop a. You can't stop a baller.
exactly. And Kennedy Carter, the young lady that pushed her, everybody in there. I was watching a different show here lately, and they were saying that she plays that way. She plays hard. It wasn't flagrant. It was a cheap play, but she's the type of woman that plays hard. And they were trying to come down on her, and Angela Reese actually came up and kind of got her back on that.
Mm.
I mean, Angela Reese is going in and she's playing. She's getting bumped. She's getting hit in the face and everything. So I think that, hey, you just got to suck it up.
I mean, one difference between her and Angel Reese is that Angel Reese accepts. She accepts it. She accepts the
Right.
competition.
She
She
she's
knows.
right. Right. She welcomes it. Yep. I think so. But, at the end of the day, you're going to get roughed up. Her position is a little bit different than Angela Reese's position. Point guard, because she has to go, she has the ball, 90% of the time. But cheap shots like that, I don't think the NBA and WNBA is gonna stand for it. It shouldn't. But at the same time, they're at Uncle C is just saying, hey, you're gonna go through your growing pains. You're getting hazed up. Hey, suck it up, bite your lip, do a backflip, and let's just do it. Let's get it done, Caitlin. I'm pulling for
Yeah, same. I mean, I feel like she's brought most of the attention that the WNBA is getting right now. So,
her. Yep, yep. I would say, yeah, I would say that. That I can agree with that.
so her, Angel Reese. I mean, they're bringing a lot of publicity and good recognition to it, and for her to, I mean, not for them to treat her like this, but you know,
Right, right.
they got to show at least at least a little bit of respect.
Yeah, I think she'll garner that maybe in next 10 games. The first half of the season, she'll gravitate toward being more respected, I guess you can say, or less hazed.
I mean, but with that being said, she's not really the only one that's going through this.
Who
I
else
mean,
is?
of course, Angel Reese, she's a rookie as well,
Right.
but it's just different in the WNBA. There's another clip where it's showing WNBA players interacting on the bench, and these are teammates.
Oh, oh, let's see that.
She said, move. She said, even though you're my teammate, we're not close like that.
Even her teammates are kind of hating on her, huh? That's not a team then. There's no team. There's no I in team.
It's
And
just it's different in the WNBA.
yeah, it is. What's their record? What 1-8 at this point? They only
Shit,
won. Or was it two? I forgot. I think it's like 1-8 at this point.
hey man, I don't
So
know. It seems like they don't really care much about chemistry as much as the NBA does. Because you would think that they would be open arms to teammates or rookies that are coming in, but it's not really like
yeah, yeah. uh, sometimes that can be sticky too. They want to haze her while she's in there, and they want her to just get roughed up a little bit. But I think they're going to jail, man, by the first of the season. By the halfway point of the season.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, I mean, team is team. You got to stand up for your team. But maybe it's some young ladies on that team also. Like, hey, you got to, hey, take the punches, roll with the punches. But
right.
I don't know, man. I mean, team is team. You got to take up for your teammate. Nobody rushed over there to help her up. Nobody rushed over there. If you guys noticed, if you go back to that clip, I'm not saying you have to go back to the clip, but if you go back and look at that clip, nobody on that team came over to help pick her up off the floor or anything. If you watch it, she got up on her own cognizant, and nobody came over to her
Mm,
defense.
right.
That was, I saw that. Well, look at her teammates. Look at her teammates.
Yeah, it's not really there. It's not really.
Yeah, it's no culture, I believe, and they're probably letting that happen so that she can actually grow. But I don't know. That's something that I saw that I just kind of I just noticed they pushed her down, and then her teammates just kind of walked away. They didn't get in their face either. Being that she is the rookie and she's the star on her team, maybe they should have ran over there. Maybe I'm asking too much. What you think, man?
I don't think that's too much to ask for. That's your
Yeah,
teammate. That's somebody that you're supposed to ride for.
right. Ride or die. Ride or die. Rookie. There should be one that should have ran over there and be like, "Oh, got in Kennedy's face."
Hmm. They don't have to like each other. I
Yeah,
don't think Kobe ever liked any of his teammates. To be honest,
yeah. But
he,
he did come to some of like he did over the years. He did come to some of their rescue. I mean, even if he didn't
oh
like
yeah,
him,
absolutely,
Kobe was the one that went over there, like was in their face, like, "Yo, you ain't doing this to my teammate,
right.
whether I like him or not." So
That's the point, though. That's the point. They don't have to
yeah,
like each
yeah,
other. Still got to ride for him.
right, right. So hey, that's my take on it.
Shoot.
That's Uncle C's take.
I mean, speaking of riding for a team, no Diddy.
Who you got? Who you got is switching over to the NBA. Yeah, I'm riding with the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh
I'm a
man.
Yeah, I'm a 76er by heart and a Dallas Cowboy fan by heart. Those are my teams. But because it's Dallas, I just I just love it. It's Dallas. Hey, I gotta go with it. Mavs, second best. Who you got?
I would say the same. I would say the same mainly because Luca and Kyrie, that's something that's hard to stop.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
that's hard to
yeah.
stop. And it's interesting to note that Boston has been multiple times, and Kyrie is probably familiar with them. He's familiar with that culture and how that stadium is.
The culture.
Hmm.
Exactly.
So he could have the upper
And
hand.
yeah, and just to add to what and piggyback what you said, no, I don't think anyone on Boston Celtics team has experience as a world champion.
Mm,
I'm not sure. I got to go back, but I doubt it. No one's there from the teams that won before. So uh, the Mavericks, Kyrie, he has experience going to the finals, and he has experience as a world champion. So
right.
that to me is the edge. That's why I picked Dallas because he knows in those clutch situations where and when what he needs to do. And Luca is just hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's unfazed.
Yeah, he's a He's a killer, dog. Yeah. How you stop that?
I mean, that chemistry alone, you don't even need a big three when you have a big two.
Yep.
So
Yep.
those two alone, they can carry the team, but it's going to be. I still think it's going to be a battle. I still think it's
Yeah,
very. It's
it's
not going to
definitely
be.
going to be a great finals that we all want to watch. Great battle. And also Jason Kidd. Wasn't didn't Jason Kidd make it to that team that won or something? He had something to do with, I don't know if he was a trainer or a coach or something
Mhm.
that won back in 2011.
Okay, okay.
If I'm wrong, I may be wrong, but I think he had something to do with it. I can't. I don't think he was playing. I could be wrong. Let me see. I should have researched it a little bit more, but hey. But anyway, they have a great coach. Jason Kidd knows how to win. We got Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is a winner. Luca, he's a he's a he's a sharpshooter.
Do you think if they win this year, they'll both come back, or they're both locked in for next year?
I I think they will. I think they will. I think Mark Cuban will make that happen, regardless of what's going on. Why not? Because hey, they could win three. You know what I mean?
With that being said, if they do win, that puts them in prime position in what the later rounds, like the top of the first for the draft.
Y- yes.
Wouldn't that be a situation to talk to LeBron James?
Bring little Bronny in.
Hmm.
Uh, hey, and let me just confirm this. I looked at the roster that won from 2011, and Jason Kidd was a he was on that team.
Got
Uh,
you.
they they had Brendan Haywood, Brian Cardinal, Dirk Nowitzki. I messed his name up.
Lewinsky.
Dirk was on there. Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Sean Marion, Corey Brewer, Deshaun Stevenson, Dominic Jones, J.J. Brewer, and Pete Stokovich.
Hmm.
Tyson Chandler, Tyson Chandler, Karan Butler, and Rodriguez. I can't. I'm not gonna mess his last name up. Well, just say B. That was your
Yeah.
2011 roster. So you have a coaching. He's won as a player. He's in the finals. He has a guy playing for him, Kyrie, who's won as a player. So you know, you got experience there.
So that foundation is there.
That foundation is there. I just wanted to point that out. So that is definitely my take on it. The experience is going to take over, I think, and I think Mark Cuban's going to keep that team together. I think that they're going to win. My percentage wise, my confidence level about 80%. I think that they're going to win it world championship.
Hmm.
What's your take?
I mean, I definitely got them winning, but you can't
You
count
think
out. Like, you just can't count
right
out the stuff.
close?
You can't count them out.
I guess I'm a little biased
Boston,
because it's Dallas. Yeah.
I mean Boston, they'll be too poised to wet the bed.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. They're a good team, man. Like I said, Jalen Brown is a beast, man.
Mhm.
Jalen Brown is he's the engine behind that team. So that's my take.
You got to go into seven. Will it go to 7?
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
I had to think for a second. It'll go to game seven. I think because the NBA is going to make sure that it goes seven to sell some beer and chicken wings
Oh yeah,
and
they
those
like that.
$1 million contracts
Right
from
off the rip.
the TV networks. Yeah, they're evenly matched, man. But I think the edge is really experienced Dallas.
Mhm.
Yep. So
I think so too. I mean, but like I said before, they're in prime position. Send a quick text to LeBron James. Be like, hey,
absolutely.
I
And
got
guess who's it? Yeah. And guess who else is out in Dallas?
who?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh man, that
That's
dude
one of
from
his
them.
boys. Yeah, it's just hey, Shaq and White. Hey, stay with me, Bronny. I don't know. I'm reaching. I'm being funny, but yeah, that'll be a great team for them to go to.
I don't know. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. Bronny's draft grade has gone up significantly to where it was when he started. He's a mid to
Okay,
late first round draft pick now. At first, he was undraftable.
so now he's mid. You stated mid to.
Late first
Uh,
round pick.
okay.
So, and he could have had the option to go back, but he chose to double down and into the draft.
Okay. Mid to late first round pick. So yeah, they win the championship. He's going to Dallas.
if,
Yes.
if not the Lakers, I mean,
Yeah.
strings could be
And
cool.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if he and the thing is too, man, just I'm just painting the picture. He goes to Dallas. He learns behind Kyrie. He has
Mm,
Jason Kidd as a great coach. He has Mark Cuban. They have great continuity in that organization. So
right.
from hands down, he's going to be taken care of as a young ball player. He's going to be taken care of. He's not going to be has to do a whole lot when he first comes in. He can sit back, learn, and become whoever he wants to be.
I mean, they're saying his biggest problem is his identity because we don't know if he's a point guard or a shooting guard.
I think in
So
Dallas
maybe,
they'll figure that out. Yeah, if in Dallas they'll
yeah,
figure that out real quick. It's a good landing spot for them to figure it out. Is he a point guard or a shooting guard?
right.
He's only what 6? How tall is he?
I don't think he's 6'2". They said he's 6'1".
Which means you have to bring it. You 6'1" in the NBA. You got to bring it like
Yeah,
AI every
right.
night.
That's why they say
So
his bread and butter is defense, or it has to be defense. That's what he did.
absolutely, because you'll get punished all night long. You're a 6'1" guard, and you don't have that killer instinct. You know, I don't know
Like
his
that,
instinct, but yeah,
like that Patrick Beverly,
yeah,
that defense mindset,
yes,
like that. Really,
yeah, the
that's what he
Patrick
needs.
Beverly, yeah, right. So that's my take on it. I hope he lands at a great spot where he can learn, sit back and learn, and he doesn't have to be called on too much. So
I mean, it's up in the air at this point. Hopefully, he does land in a good spot, but I'm pretty sure his dad has enough pull for him to get him a pretty good deal.
right. They can almost target where he wants to go.
And
Because if he
speaking of deals,
falls, yeah, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead. No, you good.
Oh, no, oh no, go ahead. You're fine. I'm done.
Nah, man, we can talk about this all day.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Bronny's he's a hot topic, but we'll
Yeah,
only figure it out once the season ends and see what his father has talked to or sent a text to. We'll see what happens.
see how he orchestrates it.
But yeah,
So
who you got? Dallas versus Boston. I mean, we both said Dallas at this point, but it could be a toss up. Who knows?
yeah, game time tomorrow night, Thursday. It kicks off at what 8:30. So
Hmm.
I'll definitely be glued to the TV.
I
Definitely
don't
be glued.
I don't know. What's your point? You think it's gonna hit 100, or they're both gonna
Well,
hit 100?
what you saying score wise?
Yeah, like both teams over 100.
Is it gonna be a high score game, low scoring? Ah, I think it'll be right around 90, 100.
Mhm.
Because they do play defense. Both teams play defense. Both teams, yeah. That first game is gonna be whoever has a hot hand and establishes first. So I think that yeah, it's 90s, hundreds. It's gonna be both teams playing defense. So I think it's gonna be really exciting. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the same thing, but I'm thinking about high scores. Speaking of high scores,
Each one they're gonna get theirs. The guys they're gonna get theirs, but
absolutely, that's the thing. I think both Kyrie and Luca they're gonna score over 30.
30.
They're gonna have it
Right,
huge.
right. And actually, the Celtics are on the money line. Celtics are favored. Actually, be honest with you, negative 250, Mavs plus 205.
Hmm.
And so the Mavericks are 11-6 against the spread.
I still got Dallas.
So I don't know. It's a toss up, man. You know, game one's going to be at TD Garden in Boston. So if they can establish themselves at TD Garden the first game, we could have a shootout. I mean, I don't know, a thriller.
I'll say this though: would you bet $140 million that Dallas will win?
Uh, no, 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 no.
That's too much. That's too much.
Yeah, that's too much. It's too much. But we'll see. $140 million. You think Justin Jefferson will bet against that?
Ooh,
With that being said, switching over
I
to the
mean,
NFL.
sw- exactly. Switching it up to the NFL. This money's well deserved.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. 35 million a year, 4 years, highest paid ever receiver. That's it's just it's amazing, man. With 110 million guaranteed. Where did I go wrong at?
That's the thing though. He's a game changer. Like he
He
came
is.
in and he kind of catapulted the league. He created his own dance. Like his own dance it went viral, and now the
Yep.
league everybody's looking up to him. Little kids, almost middle aged people, grown men that are haven't played football in years. Like this is the guy that they look to.
Right.
So
Right.
him
Right.
being at the forefront, I mean, would you expect anything less?
Exactly. And he's a leader, man. He even said on his press conference, he's gonna lead. He's gonna lead the team. He's gonna lead the locker room, and I believe it. You know, he reminds me of Stephon Diggs type of
Mhm.
guy. You know, he backs up everything he says, and with that money, yeah, he's gonna play hard. If you thought he played hard now, I mean, he's a game changer. Just like you said before, he's definitely a game changer. He's a new prototypical wide receiver for the coming years.
Does this make him the face of the league? Because usually faces of the league are QBs.
It seems like it's getting there. Um, you know, normally, wide receivers don't get paid this much, they don't get this much attention. But as long as he stays out of trouble, keeps his nose clean, I think the quarterback position will always be the face. But wide receiver is gonna be a number two. He's definitely made it a number two, solidified number two face of the league. But you always have that quarterback. The quarterbacks are yeah, they're normally. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon because quarterbacks are the quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? It's just the position. So
I mean, like I said, it's well deserved. It's almost as if this is what running backs should have been paid.
right,
They're taking
right,
the
right,
most, they're taking the most damage.
right, right, right.
So you can like kind
They're
of
the
see
most risky. Right, they're the
you
most
see
risky.
exactly.
But with wide receivers, are they're protecting the players a lot more too. You come across the middle. The rules have changed a lot, so it's a new, like I said, it's prototypical of the new wide receiver. Could they have done some of these things back 15 years ago? I guarantee you not.
Mm.
But he's still an exciting player, still a great guy, great teammate. But as far as money, uh, he set the tone. He's definitely setting the tone. If you think about CD Lamb, CD Lamb is he's missed the OTAs and the mandatory training camp. He's setting out.
Mhm.
And right now, CeeDee Lamb is the number one receiver on the Cowboys. So right now, he's looking for that max deal. He
Mhm.
he waited. Justin Jefferson got that deal. Hey, it costs more. If Dallas had went on and locked him in for like 30 million a year, they could have cut him a good deal. But now they
But
they
you're
have to pay him. They have to pay him equivalent to what Justin Jefferson's making now. CeeDee Lamb is around the house stomping and shouting right now. Yes, yes.
I mean, but you're a Cowboys fan though. Do you really think they're gonna pay him that much money?
And they also have to pay Dak by the
Mhm.
end of the year.
But that said, he don't care about money though. That's what he said.
Yeah, yeah, all right, okay. They're my team, but hey, at the end of the day, it's about feeding your family, securing your future. One of those guys are going to get paid. And this is just my take. One of those guys are going to get paid. Do I know which one? No.
Mhm.
I think the writing's on the wall. One of those guys, either CeeDee Lamb's going to get paid or Dak's going to get paid.
I
So,
mean, my guess would be that Dak is his clock is ticking,
if
especially with the quarterbacks that are coming out next year.
yeah, it's going to be determined on the season. I mean, if
Mhm.
if CD sets out I don't know if he is or not, but uh, if he sets out, I don't think he's gonna set out. But I'll just start from here. Hey, they make it. The only thing they can do is both make it to the Super Bowl to get that paper, to get the bag. Dak don't. If Dak does not make it to the Super Bowl, they're gonna let Dak go.
What about the
And
playoffs?
nah, that doesn't count. We're tired of that. But if he makes it to the Super Bowl, at least makes it to the Super Bowl, they'll go ahead and pay him that bag. If not, and he has a no trade clause as well as a no franchise tag clause in his contract. So he's free to walk away at the end of the year, end of the season.
Scotch free.
Yep. CD is a little bit different. I think he's making like 17 or 18 a year right now. So that means that they would have to pretty much double his salary. So it's about the production this year. It's gonna be totally about the production with Dallas. And one of those guys they're gonna let go, and one of those guys is gonna stay.
I mean, CD, he's coming off of All Pro, his first All Pro season,
Right?
and
He
he's watching guys like Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Jalen Waddle. He's watching guys like that get paid before him.
exactly.
So to
And
me,
mhm.
I would have a bad taste in my mouth
But
if I was him about the Cowboys.
yeah. And he for rookies first 4 years, he's number 5 on the list all time. Justin Jefferson is number 2, but they're in the top 5 of all the receivers. We're talking Randy Moss, and we're talking about all time for rookie first 4 years. C. Lamb's number 5 on the list. Justin Jefferson's on the number 2 on that list. So they both deserve that payday. But once again, performance is going to dictate what that bag is. As far as I know, they both may be gone. Really, if they don't make the playoffs at all or lose the first round, that's not acceptable. It's Super Bowl or bust.
So if there's no Super Bowl, they don't win. Bad season. Do you think they'll be in prime position to draft Shador Sanders?
Absolutely. The coaches, I think that if they don't make the Super Bowl, we don't want the NFC Championship. We don't care about all that. You can make it to the Super Bowl. That we can deal with that a little bit. But if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, McCarthy's gone, CeeDee Lamb and Dak is gone, probably. One of those two, depending on who gets the deal. One of them gonna get signed. I think CD. If I had to make a choice, it'll have to be CD. They would keep CD.
Mm-hmm.
Dak, they're going a different way with that, which means that hey, that opens the door for Shador. Trevor Lawrence is on that team as well. I don't know where they go from there as far as quarterback, but it could be Shador Sanders.
I think if the pieces fall in the right place, the deal's already done.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
The deal is already done. Like I don't know if these conversations are like behind closed doors, but we know Coach Prime and Jerry Jones are close.
Exactly.
We both know they have conversations that are probably not allowed to be had. Probably giving them advice about certain things or telling them, hey, if your son's there, we just might.
Right. They definitely having coming to Jesus meeting conversations.
I mean, I think it's a good situation, like you said before. Texas, prime state, a good location.
It's home.
Hmm.
Why wouldn't I want to come home to play and play for America's team, the greatest team on the planet? Yeah, I'm bragging. Yeah, I'm a Cowboy fan. Yeah.
And it's already been said. It's
I'm
already been
kidding.
said. Coach
Yeah,
Prime is
yeah,
not letting his son sign a bad deal.
absolutely, absolutely. I don't afford it. I wouldn't. You shouldn't. I mean, did you? Oh, I got a question.
Hmm.
If I want you to fill in the blank, if Shadua Sanders goes to Dallas, he will sit on the bench or start. It ain't fill in the blank, but
Um, it depends because you know how it goes with black quarterbacks. Usually, if a black quarterback's in the room, they're gonna they're gonna bring in his worst nightmare. They're gonna bring in somebody to compete. There's no black
okay.
quarterback on the roster right now that's not competing, besides Lamar Jackson.
Right, right,
So
right,
he's
right.
gonna have to compete.
Okay, okay. What do they do with Cooper Rush? Dak is gone. They got Trey Lawrence, Shadua Sanders, and Cooper Rush.
It's all about relationships.
And actually, it's a lot of variables, man, because the coach is not going to be there. Well, Jerry Jones going to determine who what, but there's no coach going to be in place, so he's going to get a new coach on top of it. He's going to get a new coach.
I think
It's a lot. It's a lot of variables, man.
I don't think they're gonna draft him just to sit on the bench. I don't. They're usually when you get a quarterback in the first round and you're paying him that type of money, you're gonna play eventually, unless you just wet the bed, unless you're just not good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, and like I said, they don't make it to the Super Bowl. They're wiping the slate clean. That whole run is gone. The coach, that maybe CD,
Hmm.
and they go immediately into a rebuild, which means that they get a new coach. They're gonna have a new quarterback, but they have number one receiver. Let's hope that CD Lamb is there. So it would all be a rebuild. So yeah, the O line will still be there, but that surround him, they'll be in place. His O line will protect him. He'll have targets.
I mean, my biggest fear is probably Shador going to a team with no offensive line because he's already proved he can produce without an offensive line.
Right, 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 right. But once again, think about this, man. Uh, the guy, he's gonna have a target on his back. You know that, right? If he comes in, he's the starting quarterback. He's gonna have a target on his back. It's a quote unquote again, just like Caitlin Clark. It's gonna be a Hayes move for these defensive linemen.
Mm.
I just think I feel like that, because people don't like may not like him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this Dion got too much flash. Yeah, let's put him in the NFL. This is not Colorado. This is not the Big 12. This is not the Pac 12 or
Yeah,
whatever.
he's going to have to prove it,
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have to prove it. I
and
mean, he had
really
to prove
bad.
it coming in. I mean, coming to Colorado, they didn't think he could play Power Five football coming from Jackson State. So, they put it on 'em. Guys, every time they could get to him, they got to him, man. I mean, and the O line didn't help. No, the O line, it didn't help. Had a bad O line, but on the good side, he showed that he could produce with a bad O line,
Hmm.
like you said. So who knows?
I mean,
This is gonna be very interesting.
we'll see how it goes. I mean, we won't really know until after the season, until after we see how they do. If they do go to a conference championship, like we said before, he's probably going top five.
Yep.
If not, if they have a losing season, it's going to be very difficult for him to get drafted in the first round. I mean, he probably still will, but that's not going to
Late.
help. That's not going to help his
Yeah,
case.
late. Yeah, it's not gonna help. He'll be late first round,
Hmm.
late first round because eh, right now, I mean, you'd be crazy not to pick him up. You know what I mean? We know he can play. He's coached
Oh
by the
yeah,
best, his dad, but it's a lot of variables there, man. It's too early to tell. It's all gonna end up, and it's kind of crazy how it's connected to the NFL, how the NCAA football is connected to the NFL. Dion has his hands in it, directing it the best way he can. Shador, depending on his performance, is where he's gonna go in the draft.
uh
And then if Dallas goes and win the Super Bowl, or they don't win the Super Bowl, it's gonna be, hey, you know what I mean?
I think it's going to be a lot of firsts. We're going to see a lot of firsts happen, like a lot of things that we've never seen before. Because with that being said, we've never. This is going to be the first time where we see how NIL has played an impact on somebody's draft value. Let's
Right.
say Shador doesn't do that well this season, but the fact that his NIL value is so high, what does that do for his draft stock? It doesn't hurt
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of moving parts.
So we're gonna see a lot of firsts this year.
Yeah. So we got to keep a watchful eye out on all that, and you can catch it right here, on Vibes and Sports, off the record, or either what, off the record.
I mean that's how it goes. But
Yep. So
Shadur Sanders, biggest impact. He made the list for top 10 most impactful transfers of the transfer portal era. And I mean, there's a lot of good guys on this list.
yeah, it is.
Biggest
It is.
question, I feel like Shadur and Travis probably should have made the list, but I think Shadur, that's it's well deserved.
Right. Which again, what you stated before, the quarterback position, the quarterback will always be the pretty much edge out face of the NFL or a team to me.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there are a number of quarterbacks on this list. But up at
Yeah.
number 9, you have Jameson Williams, of course,
Jameson
Alabama.
Williams. Hmm.
But number 8, Kenneth Walker the third, Michigan. Jalen
Right.
Hurts at number 7, standout.
Right.
He was back in 2019. So
Yep. Yeah.
Hendon Hooker,
Yeah. Yep.
QB, Tennessee.
Yep. Tennessee.
Inside Detroit. That's Detroit's man.
Yeah.
Then we got number 5, Michael Penix Jr.
That's right.
Mhm. We'll see how he does on the Falcons. Then we got
Chase
Jaden Daniel,
Daniel.
LSU. Caleb Williams coming in at number 3. Justin Fields
Justin Fields.
at number 2. And this one's very interesting because I think Shador gets a lot of flack for his attitude or how he's perceived from the outside looking in.
Right.
But I've heard the same exact things about Justin Fields. I've heard that he was all about business. Like, he was all about football. He was all about getting to the NFL. And if you weren't on that same mindset, he didn't even want to talk to you.
Oh,
If
okay.
you were serious
Okay.
about football, he didn't even want to associate with you.
I can see that. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. Interesting.
And at number 1, Joe Burrow.
Joe. Classy guy.
I mean, it's a pretty good list. I can't really disagree. It's kind of, I think Shador is probably the only one that's still in college right now.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so with that being said, he's poised. He's poised to be on an NFL team. He's poised. All these guys have been picked top 5.
Right. He's among some elite players there. His name, being mentioned in the same sentence means something. And the way he's viewed from NFL standpoint, So awesome sauce. Got a lot to see.
Yeah, I mean, Shador, I think he's poised to have a really good season. I mean, we all know the Colorado Buffaloes have improved. They haven't really downgraded in any position on the team. Even on special teams, they got a new long snapper. So
Yeah.
every single position they've gotten a little bit better.
Yeah. And just this week, they I think they're getting it, they're focused, man. This past week team went through SEAL team training. Just like a SEAL team would train. They were in the pool carrying each other, just team building. So I think they're really focused. The team this year is really focused, man. And they're getting a lot of great training from different aspects. What team has SEAL team training? Can you name another team or that we know about?
I mean, not many.
Bringing, teaching leadership and just team building. That's powerful, man. To me, very powerful.
I mean, I think it's gonna make a difference, or actually, I know it's gonna make a difference. Like, when times get tough, they're gonna think about those moments, think about how they were training in the off season, and not give up. They're gonna think about that SEAL's voice that was like, "Don't give up."
Exactly. 4th and 22, fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
4th and 22, 1 minute left in the game. You down by 4. What you gonna do? And exactly like you said, that he's gonna hear that drill instructor's voice. 101. So it's gonna be very interesting as the season progresses. We'll dig a little bit deeper in it. I see them doing some 101s here. 101 competition. Awesome sauce.
I mean, it's the pure fact that they've gotten bigger, they've gotten stronger.
Probably faster.
Oh yeah. without a doubt. So does that can that equate to what, maybe 3, 4 more wins?
I, yeah, easily. I mean, like I said, they were right there. At least 40 games, they were right there. It just collapsed. But they have different guys now. O line, the O line is gonna be a big difference. It's got to be. It's got to pay dividends, man. If you take half of his sacks away last year, well, some of those games that he lost, they would have won.
Hmm.
Take half of the sacks. He's most sacked quarterback. You take half of those sacks away. That equates to points, first downs, and the more chances that you have to score, which means it equates to points. Those are chances of field goals, even touchdowns.
Hmm. I mean,
Yep. I just think overall, like I said, yeah. Go ahead.
it starts from the
Mhm.
inside in. Like they said before, they didn't really focus on offensive line the first year or the line in general.
The
So
defensive line.
right. So they took a little bit more time to get those guys that can stuff up the line, that can stop those pass rushers.
Yeah, the
And
stuffers. Yep. Yep.
although it's still gonna be tough, I think it's gonna be an improvement. There has to be.
Oh yeah, definitely has to be. It's going to equate. It's going to translate. It will definitely translate. So that's my take.
I mean, in your
Um,
opinion, what's the best improved group from the Colorado Buffaloes? Wide receivers, running backs, D line.
I think it's going to be the defense. I think it's going to be the defense. The interior guys for the defense because they couldn't stop the run. So now they got exposed. So now, like you said, they're gonna focus on it. They've
Hmm.
focused on it. They've addressed it on both sides of the ball. But the defense, Big 12 is about running the ball. And now they have a great defense in place. They got Warren Sapp. They brought in a great coach for those interior guys, man. Can you imagine Warren Sapp on you? The things that you pick up and learn that defensive line.
I don't think people realize how physical the Big 12 is.
Exactly.
And Warren Sapp could be that magic piece.
Right. He's been there, man. He's gonna get the most out of you. Yeah, either you can produce, and he's in your face all the time. I mean, if the defensive guys are not doing what they're supposed to do, he's gonna call you out, and it's gonna be a replacement. You're gonna be replaced, and this guy's fighting for positions. You know what I'm saying? So some of those guys are seniors, 5th-year seniors, 6-year grad transfers. Due to COVID, guys ready to make it to the NFL, man.
Hmm.
So so you have to run stop. That's number one. You have to run stop in the Big 12. So that's my take on it. So what's your take on it?
If anything, I really want to say, I really want to say running backs because that room is completely different.
Yeah.
But I know that that room can only make a difference if they have the ball in their hands.
Yeah.
Like those guys can only make a difference if they have the rock in their hands and they're running it.
And which
So
I think they are.
I mean, we have to see if there has to be an improvement from last year, and it's going to be to
I mean,
me. I think it's going to be a
yeah.
collective effort. It's going to be at least two or three of those guys that are going to be getting it a game.
Yeah. Well, you have to in the Big 12 you have to run, you have to stop the run. And in the Big 12 you have to run. You have to
That's
run the
true.
ball, which they got a lot faster, a lot better. So on both sides of the ball, the O line, the defense, yeah, collectively, yes, bigger and faster. We was just talking about that, a few minutes ago. Yes, they have they have addressed it, but they got to stop. I think the weak link is going to be in the DBs,
Mm.
safety and DB. That's what I think because I just I think that's going to be the weak link.
I mean, it's tough to
But I
say
think
because
they'll correct it. Was that?
if it is the DBs, I think it has nothing to do with coaching. If DBs are going to be the problem, that's straight up coaching, and
Yeah,
maybe not on Coach Prime, but Kevin Mathis. I mean, you got a pretty good group of DBs in
maybe
that room.
so. Right, right. But depth? How much depth do they have? Because suppose you had to deal with injuries all of a sudden, and that's what I'm not sure about. They get an injury, then who steps up?
Mhm.
What kind of depth do we have in the cornerback? The cornerbacks, yeah. I mean, we got our starters. A man from Jackson State, and then Shiloh.
It all depends. I
So
think
we'll see.
the secondary, if anything, I don't think that's going to be the weakest point. I think the linebackers will, but even that has improved.
Yeah, like I said, the whole defense probably improved, but if I had to pick one, I'm a little leery of the cornerbacks. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just for you know conversation, I think that might be a weak point, but they will address it through the year. As the season goes on. I
Mhm.
think. Yep. So
Who knows, man? I would say safeties will be the weakest point, but it's still pretty tough because I mean you got Shiloh back there, Cameron Silman Craig, a couple more guys that can play and have a couple more years left to show what they got.
yeah,
So I'm boys. Like I said before, with the upgrades, 3 or 4 wins.
yeah,
But
yeah,
experts are all over the place. They're saying they're not going to improve. Some are saying they have a chance to go to the playoffs and potentially win a championship. So
yeah.
it's
I
something
think
that
like I said, I think they're gonna be, yeah, they're gonna be 8 to 10 win season, and they compete.
uh,
What do you think?
6-6, 6-6, with room for 2 more wins.
6-6.
6-6, with room for 2 more wins. So yeah,
Yeah,
eight, eight,
yeah.
8 max.
8 max, 8 max. Uh, I think they're gonna pull. I think they're gonna pull a couple more wins off, man. I think we last chat or last stream, we talked about, you know, the teams that they're playing, and so we'll see. We
Hey,
shall see.
all we can do is wait and stay tuned and just wait for the season to start.
Yep.
But
We'll be checking in, seeing the guys over summer practice. We're talking about practice.
exactly.
We're talking about practice. We're not talking about the game. We're talking about practice.
Shout out to Iverson. Fade away.
Yeah. And just off the record, can I go off the record?
Oh yeah.
I just want to say Tyrod Taylor, uh
Hmm.
Hampton High School, Hampton, Virginia graduate, Virginia Tech graduate, NFL. I think he plays for the Giants right now, right?
Um,
He
Tyrod.
I think he's still playing for the Giants. Yeah. Well, off the record, he it was just announced that he will be inducted in the Virginia Tech Hall of Fame 2024 during the season coming up. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Tyrod Taylor, VA, 757 on, so
Hey man, that's well deserved. He had a long path. He came a long way.
yeah, he did.
Played for a lot of different teams. I remember when he was on the LA Chargers now, and they did him kind of wrong. You know, it was a whole
They
medical
did him wrong.
situation where he got
Nah,
stuck. And that was a whole big mess. But
the doctor. Oh God, yeah,
he could have sued,
yeah,
but it is what it is, man. I got a lot of
yeah.
respect.
But he stuck it out, and he's had a favorable career. He got the bag, so
Oh yeah,
what else can you say, man? His family's taken care of. Yeah, once again, shouts out to Mr. Tyrod Taylor, our very own 757 product, Virginia Tech, Hokie quarterback. He's been in the league for about 14 years now.
sheesh,
I think about 14 years.
a good long run.
Yeah, yeah,
And with that being said, we've had a good long run. We've been on here for about an hour.
yes,
Think about
yes.
that time to shut it down. And with that being said, that's it for the show. On the record with Uncle C and 5 Season Sports. Thank you guys for tuning in. And you got anything else, Uncle C?
Once again, like, subscribe, and enjoy this channel, and uh, stay tuned throughout the next few months and through the season, and we're gonna have some interesting things coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned and take care.
With that being said, you heard the man. We got some nice things coming up for you guys. So stay tuned. And with that, we shutting it down. 5 Season Sports. We out.
Oh.